All right, so we're recording now. I'm just letting the voice get in there, and then Logan's going to edit this part out. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Welcome, everybody, to the StockGuy and Alex Show, episode 20-9. Obviously, this is a terrible intro because Alex is not here. He is probably in Washington, D.C. right now and, doing another photo shoot for one of his, influencers that matter more. So, I hope he enjoys that up there and no riots with the Supreme Court. So we'll see him when he gets back next week. But in the meantime, I figured I'd go solo and then realize that I am the bottom of the barrel. So I figured, why not scrape the bottom of that barrel and find someone else down there to come on the podcast? This is the StockGuy and Alex Show. You can listen to it live or recorded or whatever the hell on all those platforms we always talk about, except for Apple, because apparently that's not a thing. LinkedIn, YouTube, all those places, Spotify, SoundCloud, I don't know, whatever you use. It is available in one of those places. You can find it. If people are talking about it, so are we. Money, news, business, the whole 9 yards. That was a long intro because I don't have the thing that Alex does. But once again, I am not alone. I'm with my fellow bottom barrel content creator. Normally goes by Muffins, but has a alter ego today for the podcast. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm the stock guy. That's pretty much it. What else do you need? I'm here.
You're supposed to be me.
I got my Oakley hat on. Okay, I got my Oakley shades that I lost on the beach in Miami, Florida.
Okay, that's a story that we don't need to talk about. But my thing is are you supposed to be me or are you another stock guy?
I could be another stock guy. I mean, I got my diamond hand shirt on, you see?
I have one of those too, but it is well worn.
The person who sent this and had to print this got rejected by 3 other companies because they said it was racist.
Yeah, I actually tried uploading that in my company, and the company that I had merch through, and they said they wouldn't do it because the Pepe Frog was racist or whatever. So, now I have to go to Goodwill and buy my shirts, or, half my shirts are Goodwill, the other half are stuff people have sent to me, and this is why I don't go out in public very much.
Can we talk about this shirt, actually?
Why do you want to talk about this shirt?
Who are they? And why are they out to get you?
It's a proverbial they. Okay, so I go to Goodwill and I'm like, all right, these shirts are $1. Cool. What's worth $1, right? Like when you go to like a weird store or something, you see something and it's like crazy, but it's cheap. You're like, fuck it, why not, right? Like I was gonna waste that money on booze or hookers or whatever. Why not buy a shirt with it? Although, never mind. But yeah, so I saw this and I was like, you know what I like about these things? They're called conversation pieces, and it led to a conversation. It did exactly what it was supposed to be.
Was it a conversation with the anti-vaxxer?
I'm not an anti-vaxxer just because I didn't want my kid to have a hepatitis B shot the day she was born. I'm not going through the story again.
Did she get one, though?
She did later on.
From where?
You can get them in Florida. You can get them in the parks and stuff. It's really easy to get.
The park? Who exactly was holding the needle?
Somebody wearing a coat? I don't know.
A coat in the middle.
Okay, CPS, if you're listening, it's a joke, okay? It's a joke. But, all right, so thank you for coming on, and this is weird. The only reason I had you come on is because you and I happen to be, we have our own little side gig of just roasting each other that the community loves, so I figured this will actually bring viewers in. She cannot see the background right now, guys, so if you're laughing right now, she has no idea what is on in the background, but that's okay. I figured 2 could play at this game. So normally what we do is we talk sports for some reason because Alex can't shut up about it. And then he asked me how I'm doing, how the week was going. Then we get into some stories, and then we go off on a tangent. So I'm going to play the Alex part a little bit, and you're going to play the TSG part. So in this case, how you doing, buddy? How are things? Good to see you.
Am I TSG or am I me?
Well, I don't know. You're the one dressed up right now. Is this going to stay on the entire podcast?
No, I'll take off some pieces here. You got to keep it entertaining.
Not too many, please. For those of you guys that are listening as a podcast, she has a backwards hat, some aviators, something over her lip to look like a mustache, and a padded bra.
You forgot my diamond hand shirt.
Oh, and diamond hand shirt.
Yeah, my allegedly very dysfunctional diamond hand shirt.
All right, so how you doing? How's your week? How are things been? Why don't you tell me what's going on?
Yeah.
So I heard you went to a crypto event last night. How did that go?
I actually I met a fellow content creator there. His name is the Two Timer. You aware of this guy?
No. What kind of content does he do? He's not on Twitch because I would know him.
He does IRL content, usually washroom adjacent.
Washroom with Jason? Oh, that sounds like fun. That was XQC as well.
Oh, that was you in XQC in the bathroom.
Yeah, long story. So you met the two-timer last night. Where was this convention at?
It was in New York. It's for NFT New York City.
Oh man, I wonder how much he was paid to be there.
Probably like the bare minimum because he left as soon as his hours were up.
I mean, I would think at an event like that, probably $100,000 an hour.
Apparently, so it was actually a huge turnout, and the line was pretty long. And I talked to some people, and they're like, "This is the first time he's done an appearance in like 4 years," which is insane to me because he's like a huge.
But he doesn't need
celebrity.
to. I mean, he gets so I think he did an appearance when he was getting courted or whatever. Like, remember they had him at the NBA playoffs and stuff like that. Like guys like him, they do appearances, but it's not like is it worth my time, right? Like for example, me, I don't make anywhere near as much money as him, but I have to think to myself, do I go to an event because is it worth my time? How much money am I going to lose by not streaming? How much money am I going to spend by being on this trip? And is the ROI there? And I turn down those things. And a guy like him, yeah, I would too, because he misses one stream. He probably misses out on 50, 60, 70 grand plus streaming and not streaming the next day and traveling. It's got to be worth his time. So, it's he's basically a high price hooker. And I respect that. You got to know your worth. And so I respect it. So why did you go to this? What caused you to want to go to an NFT event?
So it's kind of a long story, but actually on the side, I do invest in like some NFT crypto companies.
How's that worked out for you the last 6 months?
Well, I don't know because it's not like it's revalued every couple of months or something.
Well, what about when they go bankrupt? Then what do we do?
Well, then
what are you, an angel investor, or you do venture capitalist? How do you do that?
Yeah, I'm more of a devil investor, to be fair. People look at me and they're like, "Oh, she's on the cap table. Oh, fuck, this company's screwed." But it's.
Oh. I thought there was a Baccarat joke coming.
A what?
A Baccarat joke, but go ahead.
What is that?
Never mind. Keep going.
Is that like a strip club you've been to?
No, don't even Google it. Let's just go. It's moving. Just push through it. All right. So you invest in NFT companies. Now, when you invest, you invest capital. Do you invest by buying shares?
Small checks for preferred shares usually.
Okay, so you're a little investor. Okay, have any of those returned any value, or are you just still completely liquid in them?
Well, no, because again, the NFT space is obviously down bad, and it's a private investment. So how the fuck do you know how much it's worth?
I'm saying, did you cash out? You can always. I mean, I don't know what the thing. You could just say, hey, listen,
It was a Series A, so they just finished closing it like 2 or 3 months ago when like the market was still hot, which is great.
Do you have friends?
Is that like specifically in this space?
No, just period.
General? What do you define as a friend?
Because you seem like one of those girls who mostly have guy friends. So like, I'm wondering, like, do you have girlfriends or are they mostly guy friends?
I used to have a lot of guy friends just because of my interests, but now I feel like I actually like purposely have weeded out guy friends.
Okay.
They become problematic.
They always do. It just doesn't work. I mean, people are always like, oh, we can be friends. No,
do you know about the ladder theory?
No, enlighten me.
All right, so it's this internet theory about dating, and it's basically like guys have one ladder and girls have 2 ladders. So on the guy ladder, it's like how am I allowed to say swear words on this podcast? How fuckable the girl is, like how much you want to be with her and be in a relationship, like she's like ranked down the ladder. But girls, they literally have like a friend zone ladder that you can never escape from. So if you're the girl's friend and she puts you on the friend zone ladder and you try and jump from one ladder to the other, you fall into the pit of doom.
Oh, absolutely. Because you can't even play that little, like, so many guys do that. They'll be like, hey, so we should totally go out sometime. And she'll be like, ew, no, you're my friend. Like, oh, I'm just kidding. Like, it's too late. Once that, it's like putting toothpaste, right? Like, once you squeeze the toothpaste, it's out. My thing is that I don't have girls that are friends per se. And the reason is because I've only had 1 or 2 girls that were friends of mine that I wasn't trying to fuck in my entire life. And not even trying to fuck, but like I would. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you were like, I would bang if she wanted to, but like I'm not going to pursue it, then that's okay. Like, that's okay. Everybody kind of knows where we're at. She may or may not be into you. If it happens, it happens. Friendship is over once it does. But then there's the guys who are like the white knights and sit around and like try to block other guys and try to be like, I'm just doing this as a friend because they're trying to get with you. It ruins it. So I don't actually have girls that are friends. I have people that like I'm acquaintances with and I'm not trying to bang them, but like it's just not how it works out. So that's good on you for recognizing that. But the reason I was asking is I'm trying to think, and this isn't a thing about like women versus men or whatever, but I'm trying to think how a girl like you, who I would say your interests aren't the majority for women. Okay.
Agreed.
I would say that. And so with that, I'm trying to imagine having these conversations with your girlfriends. Like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going to go see Downton Abbey in the theater. Oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going out with my boyfriend to play putt-putt. What are you doing? Oh, I invest in NFT crypto companies. I'm going to this huge, thing to see where my liquidity is going. And, hopefully the space goes. Like, how's those conversations go?
I feel like...
Are you going to keep the costume on or not?
I'll take off the mustache.
Okay, it's a little distracting. Right. There you go.
All right, okay. It was flapping around a little bit, just like your real mouth. So anyways, typically when I talk to my female friends about things like that, they're pretty supportive, honestly. And I feel like, in the beginning I was kind of scared about like sharing things. Like I just pretend. I mean, I'm not pretending to be interested in like makeup and fashion and stuff. I genuinely am. And there's a lot of intersection between those spaces and like NFT and crypto. But I think like if you're a good friend, you're just genuinely interested in what people have to say, unlike Stocky, who's looking at his phone right now.
No, not at all. I was trying to think of the reason that I worded it wrong. Like, it's not that your friends aren't supportive. I'm just saying, like, those conversations, like when everybody's talking about their plans for the weekend, like, there's always those common interests. Like, I notice with me, if I'm talking with somebody and we don't have the same interests, it's just a labor for me. And I'm just like, I try to find a reason to leave. You know what I mean? Like, within 10 minutes of talking to somebody, well, within 30 seconds, I could tell if we're compatible, personality-wise. But if we don't have the same interest, like, whatever. But if we have the same interest, it's both of us back and forth. And so it's just a total different dynamic. But I'm assuming that in such a male-dominated space with you, it's like, it's got to be sometimes feel like a little intimidating for other people to talk to you. But,
Yeah, two questions to that. So based on your theory of 30 seconds is about the max you can last with someone that you're uncompatible with.
I didn't say last with somebody. We're not talking about it. I was talking...
Not sexually. I meant, how long do you think this podcast is about to run for?
Oh, I don't know. Whenever. It's been running for what? 12 minutes. Is it too long for you?
All right, I'm not going to answer that.
No, oh my God. How did that even, I'm literally just saying, is 12 minutes too long of a podcast for you? Like, usually we go an hour.
What? Let's
Can you grow up?
Keep it moving.
Can you grow up? See, this is you are the quintessential woman in the finance world. Like, y'all are just as bad as us. Y'all are 14-year-old.
Don't be pigeonholing me like that. I'm also into crypto.
Even worse. Oh, that brings me to my next question. That's why I asked you pre a stream about go and no go areas. Let me ask you something. As somebody who has chased every type of crypto and stock and option, and also chased every type of finance, crypto and hedge fund bro, okay, since you're that girl, what do you think is a worse bag hold?
Like the crypto asset itself or the crypto guy?
Yes.
That's a good question. So the thing about crypto people, and like, I hope Jeb's watching right now. Shout out to Jeb.
He's not watching.
You gotta have a certain level of conviction and like insanity to be an early adopter and then hold that long. So I'm just gonna leave it.
Is that what they think about relationships? What do you mean by that? You're talking about the crypto?
No, like they're just very like, they're always chasing like the next hot thing. They're very into like flashy things, and I've yet to meet like a crypto guy who's like really like down to earth and not into like flexing.
Yeah, and now they're all broke, so like what do they do now,
Say that again?
I said a lot of them are broke now, so like what do they do now? Like, it's got to be tough for that. Like everybody was like,
hold on, I think we're breaking up. I'm gonna rejoin the Discord call. Give me 1 second.
Oh, I thought she was trolling. Okay. Logan, I guess just edit this out.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead, Stocky.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
All right. So you were saying we were breaking up,
Hello.
but I'm not a crypto guy. So what I'm asking is you were talking about this, and what I'm getting at is I was trying to make this into a fun conversation, but now you broke up the conversation there. So I'm sure that was done on purpose. So I guess we need to move on. But I just noticed that you have shared with our community that you have dated a crypto bro and a finance bro and a hedge fund bro, and then you went crawling back to the which one was it?
A private equity dude.
Private equity dude. So like that's your flavor. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people are into that. Some people are into girls with fat asses. I'm not here to judge on what people's thing are, but you're obviously in that space because you like, I guess, that ability to talk about it, or is it just relatable? Like, what do you think is not to get into your personal dating life, but it's interesting.
Yeah, like if you want me to be transparent with you, it's because of the availability in New York City. Like there's only two kinds of non-broke guys, which is tech and finance. So
it's about the money. Got you.
I mean, I'm not.
Oh, no, it's cool. It's cool. Listen, you said transparent. I appreciate it.
No, it's because you want somebody who makes at least as much money as you do as a woman, right? Like, I'm sure.
Fun fact, my wife made twice as much as I did when we first started dating.
Oh yeah, she basically took a gamble on you, like my 0 date expiring spy puts, but
Well, this one actually, these 0 days fucking moon. So good for her. But yeah, no, I respect it. Listen, at least you're honest. At least you're not trying to hide it. I would rather you be honest about that than say, listen, I don't want to be. And this is something I learned from, when I was younger and I was dating older women, and they would say, not even dating, just hooking up. And it was always about like, I was like, hey, listen, I'm not trying to date you. I know you're not trying to date me. You're just trying to whatever. Same here. I said, because I understand you don't want to be a mom. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to be a mom, you want to be a mom to a kid you birth, not to somebody you're married to or dating. And a lot of younger guys, and even older guys, but a lot of younger guys especially, it's like they don't have their shit together, and you feel like you're the responsible one and being the parent, and it just burns you out. So I would assume that's why, obviously you want a guy who's stable. So at least, if you got to put up with his shit, at least it's worth it money wise. Speaking of all that, did you take any of the mod YOLOs?
I still am holding STTK because I was on vacation when you sold it. So,
did you take any of the next two?
Hands. What were the next two?
We played TLSA, and that was 10% the next day, and now we're in FDMT or something.
Oh shit! I bought Tesla. I didn't buy TLSA. I thought it was TSLA.
You thought Tesla was the mod YOLO.
I'm a little dyslexic.
What's it like being a mod for me for the past year and a half? Why don't you tell? I think that's a journey I'd like to take.
So the ROI on it so far is about minus $300 from all the morning calls I don't listen to.
Why do you T3?
To be fair, Stocky did say in the very beginning that he would cover it, but then none of us had the balls to ask him for it.
I told you I would sub you. I didn't say T3. You get free access to the morning call.
That's true. I can give it to myself. I'm just a loyal supporter.
You're a loyal supporter.
I've been through thick and thin with you, Stocky. I was here before the 1K viewers,
My
and
God.
now
remember those days where it was like a small little chat and like you would spam and like people would notice, but like now now I mean I've fallen off pretty hard, but that's with the market. But God damn, that journey from 150 viewers to 70,000 is just insane.
Yeah, and we're going back to 150, so.
Why you gotta be like that? All right, I will never be a dead streamer like you, okay?
I'm not trying, though.
Obviously, I'm not either.
That's fair. Remember when you said you're gonna be a full-time streamer? We were all so excited for you, and then you just started streaming from like 9 to like 1.
Okay, first of all, full-time is subjective, okay? All right, full-time compared to what? Compared to you, maybe not.
Look it up right now. What is full-time hours?
Oh, you want me to conform to the government's idea?
You haven't even updated your offline banner. It still says like 9 to.
I haven't updated anything. I have the same background I've had for 2 years.
This is misleading advertising.
I mean, technically, I'm online. I'm just not streaming.
No, it says stock market live from 9 to 4 p.m.
It doesn't say 9 to 4 anymore.
It doesn't? What does it say now?
It said 9 to 2, and then I put on my Twitter 9 to 1. I just updated over time, okay? I didn't bring you on to have a fucking intervention, okay? All right? All I'm saying is glad that you've been here. We're going to miss you when you're gone. But at the same time...
What do you mean?
Everything has a life cycle.
What do you mean?
You can't. You're not gonna be watching me till you're
Am I
fucking
getting
40.
fired?
No, not yet.
Is this the exit interview?
Yes, it is.
You listen. I know I took PTO and I didn't tell you, but it's not PTO because you don't pay me.
I give you mod YOLOs.
Yeah, but I wasn't here, so I didn't take them. Also, can we talk about Oatly?
That thing lives in your head rent free. For those who are listening, she took a call that I took at the. You also bought Sam at 1,000. Oatly. This was during the meme run, and right at the end of the meme run, before the crash, Oatly looked like it was the next one to explode, and jumped into it. Then like a week later, the meme crash happened, and it wiped out. Now I sold for 50% down. She held to zero. Not my problem. But you made more than that back on Oracle.
That's true. The Oracle leaps are pretty good for me too.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Some hot leaps too.
And come on, Elms was 300% last week. Rev, we just made 700% on those shares. Okay. B Hat was 350% today. What are you talking about? I sound like Timothy Sykes over here.
I'm not in the morning call. That's
well, it's recorded. Why don't you listen to it later on or check the notes? My note taker does a lot of work for free. Why wouldn't you not?
I'm too busy YOLOing on Tesla.
Nah, you're too busy trying to find a new crypto bro. I get it. Okay, that's fine. All right, so.
Not in this economy.
Not in this economy. You're going to have to move to like a oil bro right now.
I did hear commodities trading is like way up.
Well, yeah, for now, but you're really good at buying the top.
I do like a cute top once in a while, yeah.
Why can't we just have nice things? See,
no.
why? This is what's crazy. I seem like the adult in this episode.
You said you're going to be Alex today, and I was going to be
Your meeting will end in 10 minutes. Oh, no.
Shit.
Oh, no. My Zoom meeting, because both of us are too cheap to buy them.
Fucking pay for this.
None of us are paying for it. All right, in 10 minutes, we're going to have to hang up and call again. We'll just keep recording and edit it out.
Yeah. We'll do it in post.
All right. Here's what we're going to do before we get into anything, because, usually the other person asks somebody a question. You don't ask any questions. So, let me jump into a news story.
I asked you about Oatly.
We got over that. All right. Real quick. I want to get your thoughts on this, since you seem like a well-traveled person, okay?
All right.
According to The Guardian, it says Vienna reclaims the title as the world's most livable cities. Okay?
Okay. But what's the criteria for that?
Can you let me get through the story?
No.
Vienna snatched the top spot from New Zealand's Auckland, which tumbled down to 34th place due to coronavirus pandemic restrictions. Mirko, right? Melbourne, Australia, has retained its place as one of the world's most livable cities, ranking 10th, as other Australian capitals dropped out of the global top 10. Last year, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Perth were all in the top 10. Wow, all three of them in the top 10, but have fallen to 27th, 30th, and 32nd, respectively. The Ukrainian capital, Kiev, is not included this year after, wow, okay. Really needed to put that in the article. Europe has 6 of the top 10 cities, all right? Canada also did well. Calgary came in joint 3rd position, followed by Vancouver 5th and Toronto 8th. Wow, 3 Canadian cities. What are your thoughts on that as somebody from Canada? Do you think that those are 3 of the most livable cities in the world?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you got like universal health care. People are nice. Chicks are hot.
Those last 2 are not true.
People aren't nice and the chicks aren't hot? I'm gonna look up the most attractive Canadian women of all time. Hold on.
You're literally gonna pick out of the barrel like that.
Oh, Rachel McAdams?
She's better than the top 10, top 100 United States women of all time. This is a sexist show. I bring on a woman and it turns sexist.
Nina Dobrev?
I don't even know who that is.
Is the person from Vampire Diaries.
I don't know what that is. Do I look like somebody? That is your claim to fame?
I'm going through the list. Hold on. Pamela Anderson?
Yeah, she was hot like 30 years ago.
Eliza Cuthbert?
Overrated.
Colby Smolder. Oh, Colby Smolder is actually Canadian.
Don't
I
know
thought she
who
was
that
Canadian in the show. From How I Met Your Mother.
I never watched it.
I lived it out.
Oh.
Okay. Evangeline Lilly? No. Shay Mitchell?
No. I don't know what it is. All right, you know, this has nothing to do with livable cities, okay? Listen, there's an old saying, and it goes for men and women, but it goes this way. It says, no matter how hot a chick is, there's someone out there who's fed up with her shit. And it works the same for guys, too. So just because somebody's hot doesn't mean that they're livable, all right? Whatever. Not they're livable. Oh, my God. They're livable with the person.
There's this new game going around, and I think you'd be interested in this. Basically, you say somebody's attractiveness, and then they say a red flag, and then you re-rate them again. So, for example, it's like he's a 5, but he streams stocks, and then you got to give him a new rating.
But what if you start really low, and then you don't really have many flags to give because you run out?
Oh, then you do the opposite, like green flag. So, like, oh, she's like a 2, but she's kind of funny looking.
What if she's 2 and not funny?
You tell me.
Did you just rate me a fucking 5? You started at 5? Like, you couldn't even lie and give me a couple points so I could give you... Jesus fucking Christ.
You told me to be honest on this podcast.
That's fine, but let me tell you something, all right? Listen here, you little shit. Okay, I didn't ask you a question. You volunteered that. That was just hateful.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm not going to do anything about it. I don't need to do anything about it. I'm rich. I don't have to worry about this shit, okay? All right? I don't care what you rate me, okay? My wife is like 10 times hotter than you'll have. Never mind. I'm not going to be toxic. Okay? I'm not worried about that.
No, I agree.
Let's get back to the podcast, okay? All right? If I want to get roasted, I'll just stream. All right? That's all I got to do. How long until my Zoom call ends? I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out real soon.
Okay, like let's say you could do this for a guy. Like let's say he's an 8, but he is NFT holder. What's his new rating out of 10?
Well, it depends on how much of his net worth is in it. Like, does he own one NFT he got for like one Ethereum, or is he like all in?
He's like 70% all in.
Bro, that's 2 points minimum.
Minus or plus?
Minus.
So he's a 5 then.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a 9.
This doesn't sound like a fun game.
He's a 9, but he's 100% in Bitcoin.
Okay. What if she's a 6, but without makeup she's a 3?
Well, then she's a 3.
Well, it depends on when you see her.
Is she a Revlon investor?
Well, did she buy the top or the bottom?
Is it still going?
Well, it went from $1.50 a share when we bought it all the way up to $9.50.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that, so.
So she bought the top. Okay. All right. Let's go into these cities, and I want to get your opinion on if you've traveled to any of them. Okay. Have you been out of the country?
Are you asking, or is the ICE agent asking?
Oh, you have a problem with ICE? Wait, are you here illegally? Because you sit there in Discord and said some bullshit about, I'm American, but I'm like, no, you're not. You're Canadian.
American.
You said you were born in America.
I was born in America.
You said you're Canadian.
I can have dual citizenship.
So where were you born?
America.
Where did you grow up?
Oh, well, that's a good question.
Go tell us where you are from.
I lived in the U.S. up until I was like 4 years old, but then I grew up in Canada, I guess, yeah.
So you're Canadian?
I'm a dual citizen.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to move on from this because this isn't going to go anywhere. Okay, so are you well-traveled internationally?
I'd like to think so,
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you about some cities. Now, obviously, they've changed over time, and I want to see if you agree with this right here. So, the top one, obviously, is Vienna. Have you ever been to Vienna?
No, but I have been to other places.
That's not what have you ever been to Vienna? No, but I've been to other places. Okay, that's not, brother. That wasn't the question. I'm not asking you, have you been to other places? Okay, thank you so much.
North Alabama.
Okay, so you haven't been there. Have you ever been to Auckland, New Zealand?
No, I haven't.
All right, have you ever been to Melbourne, Australia?
No, I've never been to Oceania.
Okay. Have you ever been to Kiev, Ukraine?
No.
Have you ever been to Copenhagen?
Yes, actually, yes.
Okay, there you go. Copenhagen, number 2.
Oh wow, it's pretty good. It's a nice city, but it's pretty expensive.
Well, I mean, with inflation, everything's expensive right now. What about Zurich, Switzerland?
I have not been to.
Okay, they're number 3. Geneva?
I feel like people in Switzerland are happy because they're all rich.
They're not rich. You know what's funny is a lot of those countries, and people don't know this, I don't bring it up on stream because I always get the rah, but a lot of those countries, they're so far in fucking debt that they're actually way poorer than America. They just don't seem it because because you know they have more stuff and assets and stuff like that. Like, but they're like super in debt, especially when it comes to housing. You know what I mean? Like here, we just don't have it, but they're like really bad in debt when it comes to that. Switzerland, my uncle actually, he lived the life. Like my grandmother, his mother, got knocked up by my grandfather when she was 16, and then when my dad was a year and a half old, she just left. And this was back in like the 60s, right? In like 1960. She just left, and she ended up hooking up with this other guy who was with the mafia or whatever, but she ended up traveling. And my uncle grew up in Costa Rica and Switzerland.
Damn.
Think
Was
about
he part
that.
of, like the mafia or no?
Well, no, that's just that she had money and she was beautiful, and so they just traveled and lived places. And he lived.
You said this was your grandmother?
My actual grandmother, like my by blood.
Oh damn! I guess the looks must have skipped a couple generations. I'm sorry. I really just it's so hard because of the way our relationship is. Like it's just I'm gonna try and be. I'm reformed. I'm gonna try and be nice to you for the rest of the podcast. I know. Pot calling the kettle black. You're just gonna. All right, could we just move on?
Oh, your free meeting has ended. No way it ended right then. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How did it end right there?
Paid actor.
God damn it. All right, let's do this again. Okay. All right. It was just edited out, but our free meeting ended right as that happened, and I crossed my arms and sat back. So I hate it.
I thought
here.
you hung up on me.
No, I don't hang up on you. Listen, you calling me shit it doesn't bother me. Okay, listen. Let me tell you something. All right. I'm not worried about what you think about me. If this was 10 years ago, I'd have been worried. Nowadays, listen. I don't have to be attractive, okay? I have a show, I have money, I have a kid, I have a family, I got everything I need. I ain't worried about it, okay? Yes, I fell off, but my excuse is that I'm 37. You don't have that excuse, so I don't want to hear it, okay? Now,
Wait,
back to...
Would you say that this has been the happiest year of your life?
No.
Really? You just told me you have a show, you got a family, your
That doesn't mean I'm happy.
Almost a... Why are you not happy?
I'm tired.
From what?
I don't sleep.
Yeah, but you've been running this show for like 4 or 5 years.
3.
Okay, oh, like, it feels like 4 or 5. Because I have to, moderate the community. But, what's...
When are you going to start doing that?
Shouldn't things be getting better over time?
No, I mean, I'm great. I'm tired. I'm stressed. It's a lot. It's every day. It's something new. It's I don't know what I'm doing half the times. I'm learning as I go. I forget stuff. I feel overwhelmed, and I need to hire people to do stuff, but I don't know how to begin that process. And then I forget that I got to do it, and then I do something else, and it's a lot. I like it. I enjoy what I do. I don't want to do it every day, and it's very exhausting, but I love what I do. To be honest, I would actually enjoy it much more if I didn't have to trade. That's probably the one thing that is burning me out the most, because that is where the stress and the pressure to not only do it, but do it live, and everyone's watching everything you do. And I don't really care if I do bad or good, because I'm not out there trying to prove I'm good, even though some people think that. But when I have a bad day and I'm down $4,000 or $5,000, you know, and I'm just trying to push through that and do content, it's like, holy shit, now I got to trade. Do I do this? Do I sit back? I can't just take a day off trading because, you know, that's what people, like, there's not everybody, but a good portion want to see me trade. They don't want to listen to some guy who doesn't have skin in the game, and it's part of the job. It is what it is. It's fine, though. But yeah, no, I like what I'm doing. I'm having a good time. I just wish I could sleep more.
Can we talk about that a little bit? Because
Are you about to fucking healthy gamer GG fucking psychology me? All right, let's go. It's a podcast. We can do whatever we want. Go ahead.
I did tell some people I was going to try an armchair psychologist.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to sit back and
let's talk about our feelings. Let's talk about our feelings.
Let's go. I'm gonna lean back and I'm going to get my little microphone here.
I've definitely had a couple days where I've been down bad, like not emotionally and sexually. That's every day I can deal with that. But from trading.
Congrats. Okay.
It wasn't a flex. How do you recover from that? Because, like, you gotta still stream. Like, your energy's probably lower. Like, you probably feel bad. You're like, I just lost, like, I don't know, like $10,000 on something, doing something stupid. Like, how do you keep going?
Short-term memory.
You just forget it?
You have to. Every day, this is why when I tell people stuff to do, it's because I've been there and it took me a while to get to that place. So at the end of every week, if I'm profitable, I take my profits and I withdraw them and I put them either in my IRA or somewhere else that I hide my money. And I start over the next week. So I never have to worry about losing all my money, number one. Number two, I try to be very calculated in my gamble because people will say, oh, you're putting 20,000 on the line on this position. No, I'm not. I'm putting $400 on the line because I have a stop loss, right? But more importantly, every day when I look at my portfolio, that's how much money I have. I don't look at how much I'm down or how much I lost the day before, how much I made the day before. That's not. Every day is a fresh start. If I had 25,000 yesterday or 28,000 yesterday, I have 25 today, guess what? I have 25. I'm not down 3. I don't start the day saying, I'm down 3,000, I got to make that money back. If I do that, I'm just forever chasing shit. And then I make worse decisions. But if I go into every day not remembering plays, not remembering good or bad, and starting fresh, I have a new mindset, and I can trade accordingly, and I make better decisions, and I don't do anything stupid. Now, what happens if I have a couple bad days in a row? I'll not trade for a day. I just won't trade. I've done that. A couple months ago when it was bad, I was down like a lot in a week. Even though I had good trades, my long-term positions were down bad, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to not trade today. I'm just going to not trade today. I can still talk about stuff. I don't have to trade today. And it gave me a break for me to be able to reset my brain and go.
Well, why don't you do that, like, on a weekly basis then?
Because I don't lose that much.
Yeah, but you're saying to me, like, you're stressed out because you got to trade. Okay, he's giving me the middle finger right now for people who are not watching the video, which was very rude and uncalled for, given that he said that
Says the person who just got done roasting me and calling me ugly.
I'm trying to heart with this man. He's flipping the bird at me. I'm a valued. He didn't have
that
anybody.
Wasn't a bird.
Bobby wasn't available.
That's just a selfie.
Rizzo wasn't available. Even Jeff wasn't available for this.
This is just. I'm holding up a picture of her to herself, and for some reason,
is his last resort. And he's here flipping me off.
This is my last resort?
I should end this Zoom meeting right now. Just like the unpaid free trial. Okay, but what I was going to say is why don't you just take a day off, like, here and again? Like, because you're telling me that you're stressed out from trading live. Why don't you just do like a
Because if I take a day off, that's not enough. That's like saying, oh, you're stressed out from working? Just take a day off. You'll be fine the next 10 years.
You don't do that?
What?
Just take a Friday off once in a while. He's doing it again.
Because you're pretending. Because I know your intentions and what you're saying, and this is total horseshit. Okay? I had COVID. I'm sorry that I was almost dead and took a day or two off from streaming. Forgive me.
Did the wife give you shit for that or what?
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I just know because Mrs. Chia, she is so cautious and she's so
2 years of me convincing her we should go out. We got her things. 2 years she kept me locked in the house. I finally convinced her to let me go somewhere and I get COVID.
That's on you, bro. She's never going to let you out again. We're never going to be able to have our... Oh, how come nobody showed up to the Top Gun thing?
Somebody did show up.
Yeah, it was Bear Jew. But everyone was DMing me like the week before, like, where is this meetup? When's it happening? And then like nobody showed up.
Well, it was supposed to be on Saturday, but then the tropical storm came, and I ended up pushing it to Sunday. So people had already had plans that didn't make it. And then on top of that, I didn't tell everybody until a couple days before because I didn't want somebody cuckoo, you know, as a streamer, you never know, especially dealing with money showing up. But here's the thing. I don't focus on who didn't come. I focus on who did come, and it was awesome. It was me and this guy hanging out. Like, what am I supposed to do? Go through my life being like, oh my God, nobody showed up. I don't have friends. Fuck that. I don't need friends, okay? If you want to show up and watch it, watch it. Huh?
Do you have friends?
No.
Is that why we're on this podcast together?
No.
Anyways,
You think we're friends?
Okay.
I met you in person once.
That was the best day of my life. Watching Ashema walk down the aisle was only second to watching you walk in late.
Okay, all right. For those of you guys who don't know the story, I wasn't late, okay? I was ordering my Uber to get there, okay, and they canceled, and so I had to order another one. And he got there, and I even told them, don't let her walk down the aisle till I get there, because I didn't want to be late. And they're like, okay, no problem. So I get to the hotel, and there's nobody out front. I walk in, I ask about a wedding. The guys at the front desk are checking somebody in. So I start walking to the elevator, and I look over at the lobby, or whatever you want to call it, and there's like a bunch of people sitting there. I was like, oh, it's the wedding. So I walk over there, and as I get there, I hear the music, and I look over, and Ashema's starting to walk down the aisle. And her dress gets caught in the door, so she doesn't see me walking up. So I'm like, this is perfect. I'm on time. I get to see her there. And as her dress was caught in the dress, she was fixing it, I ran and sat in my seat, right? But of course, being that I'm the only guy walking up with a manila envelope full of $1,000 of single bills and a bag full of vape juice, okay, all right, I'm obviously out of place. And so, you know, and I'm also the only person there over 5'10". So, you know, I get there, and I sit down, and I'm there for the ceremony. It was great. I didn't ruin anything. I wasn't late.
No. This is your version of events.
It's exactly how it happened.
Let me tell you how it happened from someone who was on time and texting in the mod chat that, Stocky, if you don't leave right now, you're going to be late, okay? First of all, this man rented a car, okay? Why didn't you just drive to the hotel?
You don't drive your own car.
What do you mean? It was like 10 minutes away. You told me the Airbnb is like 10 minutes from the hotel. And you rented like a Mustang. What was it? Like a fucking Mustang something?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you just drive yourself? Why are you waiting for the Uber?
Because I don't want to drive.
That's besides the point. All right, you show up. You stand there by the seats. You don't even look for a seat to sit down. You were just standing there until
I can't sit down because she's about walking down the aisle. I can't walk. Okay, imagine it's your wedding, which is, I know this is hard, but try this. Imagine it's your wedding and you're about to walk down the aisle, and just as the music plays and everyone's looking at you, some asshole walks into the thing, excuse me, to sit down at a fucking seat. That'd be horrible. I was being respectful.
That's fair. I wish I'd taken picture, though. I honestly do. You look like the most sheepish man alive, because the only seats that were available were in between Daniel's, like, aunt and uncle. I don't know why they were sitting apart from each other, but it was a middle seat, like, right at the front. I could see why you didn't want to go.
Whatever, like, you know, like, I did what I wasn't looking sheepish. I was just like, shit, what do I do? Like, I'm in a situation, I'm like, I don't know what the hell do I do. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Maybe I'll just chill. And so that's what I did. So then that happens. They talk some weird shit. They look all nervous as fuck. Then we go upstairs and we get our seats, and they put all of us at the same table. And we're all sitting there, and there's a bunch of salads in front of us. Okay, we were all fucking hungry. No one said we weren't supposed to eat. Okay, there was no little sign that says, please wait until this or that or that. We're sitting there for 10 minutes. I'm fucking hungry. There's all these people there, and they're all sitting in front of a salad not eating. Why would you not eat food that's in front of you? So I said, fuck it, and I ate my salad. And then you little sheeps, okay, because this is human society, we need someone to take the first step. I just start eating my salad. And then you guys all eat your salad, and our whole table has just eaten the salad. And I'm like, sucks to be the other people. And then the lady comes out to do the prayer. Where were you, Muffin?
What do you mean? I was sitting right there.
Exactly. Where were you when you were supposed to say that something was supposed to happen? Okay, I don't go out in public.
Know. I didn't know that she was gonna come out and say like grace and all that shit.
Well, I mean, you could have been like, hey, Stocky, maybe everyone's not eating for a reason, okay? I don't know. I don't like to wait for other people.
Do you really think you would have listened to me?
No, but it's still the thought that counts. Okay, so then that happened.
How was it meeting everybody, honestly?
How was it meeting everybody?
Was this your first time meeting people, like, from the internet, basically?
No, I met one guy from my community, like, a year and a half ago, and I thought he was going to kill me.
Wait, what's that about?
He just was really weird.
Was this the soup guy?
No, that's a different guy. This is a guy I actually went out and had a drink with.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, your camera's frozen on my screen. I don't know if it's frozen on your screen.
No, your camera's frozen on my screen now. Oh, that's such an unflattering freeze, too.
All right, we're gonna...
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
We're back. Okay, yeah, so what was the deal with the other guy?
Nothing. Just we hung out, and it was, you know, he just didn't go. Actually, I've hung out with two people, but this one just didn't go well. All right, so then we go, and then I don't remember everything that happened, but then you guys decide you guys want to go do shots, okay? Because Bubbly Jules is there, and she's a fucking lush.
Okay. Before we start this, it's because Daniel DM'd us a week before and said, we have a minimum to hit for the wedding. You guys gotta fucking drink like a bottle of tequila each. So we were doing him a solid.
Well, I wasn't doing it, but, you know. And then Bubbly was trying to, like peer pressure me into drinking. I'm like, girl, I am not drinking because I'm not going to feel like shit tomorrow. So we end up... What's so funny?
I disconnected again.
Why is this so hard? This is why you didn't make it as a streamer.
I have New Jersey internet. Okay, Bubbly was being bubbly, yeah.
Okay. Then Ashama's dad came over and fangirled me a little bit. That was interesting. And
Did he
then,
know who you were?
I guess because he came over and he goes, listen, watch your show. I love your stuff like that. The whole time, like, and he came over that, like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, he's the only person who knew I was there. Then I remember the bathroom incident where I went in and the girl was falling behind me and I was like, this is the men's bathroom. She goes, I know. And I walk in, it's just me and her. And I'm like, hey, maybe I'm going to get lucky. Just kidding. But then, like, as I get in there and I go to, you know, she starts yelling for her husband who's in the stall and they're having a conversation and she's standing right next to the urinal. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm taking a piss. So I start peeing and then they start talking about tit sizes somehow. And then I jumped into the conversation. Next thing I know, the three of us are in there talking about big tits versus little tits versus floppy tits and whatever. That was interesting. And then I remember somebody hit on you.
Who hit on me?
Didn't somebody hit on you and you shut him down?
See, I probably shut him down so fast I don't remember it.
Which was funny because I was surprised anybody hit on you.
So you're... Okay, hold on. We're talking about assumptions here. You thought some woman followed you to the bathroom because she was trying to get laid by you?
No. What?
You just told me that.
Do you really think I think a woman is going to follow me into a bathroom at a wedding where everybody's in the men's room to bang? No. That's if you've never done that before, you always do that in the family bathroom. What's wrong with you?
Oh, because it's bigger.
No, because it's private.
Oh. Okay, anyways, but it was a fun time. Was this the most like positive experience?
I love how you just
meeting
completely moved on. I love that. Yes, I think it's funny. You know what was funny though? Is that well, never mind, moving on. So then we eat, okay?
Wait, hold on.
And then apparently I made the groom feel really bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was upset about that.
Which was weird because I'm just a very direct person. And I was FaceTiming my baby. Like, I left the wedding. I went all the way to the other side to sit in a corner to FaceTime my baby to tell her goodnight because she wanted to hear Daddy goodnight. And as I'm talking to her, they all walk by, and he points at me and goes, hey, you almost done? Like, you almost done?
He was very drunk, to be fair.
I know. And I wasn't even rude. I mean, but he literally pointed at me and said, you almost done? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I bothering your wedding? Like, am I fucking up your wedding because I'm saying goodnight to my baby? Like, I was like, and I wasn't even that rude. I just said, excuse me? I was like, bro, that's not cool. I'm talking to my kid. Like, that's all I said. Like, I don't know, and maybe it's because I was the only one sober there, but like you don't walk up to somebody who left your wedding and went all the way to another part of the hotel to quietly talk to their little baby, walk up and go, "You almost finished?" Like, I'm sorry, like it comes across as like that, and I'm a very open person. I'm very direct. I'm like, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "Is there a problem like with me talking to my kid?" Like it's just all I said. I wasn't even mad. I just was like, "Bro, what the fuck, man? Let me have my time, and I'll come back when I'm ready. Like it's cool." And that was it. And ever since then, he just left our community. So I guess he really got upset about that. And it wasn't me being whatever. I just, he said something. I reacted. That was it. It was over. What else do I remember?
Do you ever get in trouble for being too direct?
I don't get in trouble, but I find that a lot of people really end up disliking me because of it. And
like that person who blocked you on Twitter?
Yeah, and there was a time when I really felt like shit about it. Like I honestly felt bad. Like I was like, why am I like this? I gotta stop. I gotta remember to not be so direct. I want people to like me. And then I realized that what I end up doing is just spending a whole bunch of time faking it and having to spend the whole time, don't be yourself, don't be yourself. And so I'm not saying that I'm perfect and that I don't have places I can improve, but I realized that at that point, I'm no longer enjoying my time with somebody because I'm not being myself. And so, yeah, I'm a lot to handle, but a lot of people really do enjoy, being around me and stuff, maybe in doses or whatever. But as long as I'm being myself, I'd rather have fun and be myself with 1 or 2 people than be somebody else with 100 people.
So you're never going to do like a big meetup or anything like that? Like you're never going to get to this. No, I don't mean because no one's going to show up. I mean,
like for example, problem. And what's funny too is that when I first meet somebody, especially since I've been a streamer, my brain goes into show mode. You know what I mean? Like I'm a performer, it's time to perform. And so sometimes that kind of gets in the way and I overdo it a little bit, but for the most part, no. But usually the second or third time I meet somebody and talk to them and hang out and we kind of like got that out of the way. Like my wife, there's no way the way I am on my stream, I am at home. Like it wouldn't last. I mean, just look at it this way. This is only the second time we've talked and it's a totally different kind of thing, right? Like the first time we hung out, it was just straight roasting and fucking with each other. Now we're still doing it, but it's more casual because now I'm more comfortable with the person.
I see. So you have to roast me for 3 hours straight before you feel comfortable.
Fun thing is you actually enjoy it.
Yeah, because there's some fucking good roasts.
You're into some weird shit. No, so then...
I'm not like that!
So then we get to the end of the night, and I had to go pay the DJ to play It's Raining Tacos on the dance floor.
Best wedding of my life. Probably only wedding.
Oh, no, you're always going to be a bridesmaid. You'll go to plenty. So the thing is that, that was funny. So that, I don't know how we got into the story of a Seamus wedding, but that was the first time we met. You were significantly shorter and anemic looking than I expected, though.
Well, that's because I hadn't gone on vacation in like 6 months.
Well, yeah, you did. You fell off a hammock.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I did go to Hawaii last year. I didn't get very tan, though. I just don't tan. The funny thing is, I've actually so this is like a story from like 5 years ago, but I was still in like college, I guess, and still on my like mom's insurance.
Wait, you went to college?
Yeah.
Oh, we fancy up in here, huh?
Wait, Stocky, let me ask you, what happened to the course that you were taking at the community college?
Okay, first of all, it's not a community college, okay? It's
Did you abandon it like you abandoned the third graders?
I didn't abandon the third graders, okay? All right? But what happened was I was going back to school, and that was the only reason I became a streamer full-time is because I was going to get the GI Bill. And while with the GI Bill, I was getting paid, so I was like, okay, I'll quit my job and do that so I'm making money as an income source so I can convince my wife. So we did that, but then COVID hit, right? So when COVID hit, I ended up, the school ended up closing down and going somewhat virtual until the end of the semester. But then that's when my show took off, and I went from 150 viewers to 1,000 or 1,500, and I was making significantly more being a streamer at the time. So I was like, okay, I'll skip one semester if this goes well. If it doesn't, then I'll go back to school. And then it just took off and went from there, and that's it. I still have 1 year of college left to do, which I'll have to somehow get out of the way. But I got my associate's degree while I was a streamer, though.
Why don't you just finish it on stream?
You want me to take these DGens to class?
What were you going to school for?
I was finishing my criminal justice degree.
Oh. What was the plan with that afterwards?
There wasn't. It was just easy.
Because you used to be a police officer?
Like I don't have to do anything and I can make straight A's. So that's why I was doing it. Plus I'm going to a very not very reputable college, so it was
it was a community college.
No.
Wait, are you gonna sign up for the student loan forgiveness?
I don't have student
loans. Oh, you didn't take out loans, yeah.
Because I GI Bill, I went to war, remember?
All right, let's just move on from this because I don't even know how to answer that. Okay. Thank you for your service.
I hate when that happens, and you know it. Shut up.
You actually hate that?
Yeah.
Do you want to? Is that something you want to talk about, or we can?
You're not gonna fucking diagnose me here.
I'm not trying to. I'm genuinely curious. I don't know a lot of veterans. It's not.
But you didn't say, "Oh, that's interesting." Why I like that? You said, "Oh, do you want to explore this?"
No, I said, I. You know what? Your choice of topic.
No, I wasn't. I just said you went to college, and you go, "Yeah, I was going, fancy," and then you went, "What?"
How come you don't vape on stream anymore?
Because I have a much larger audience, and there's just something in the back of my head that says I barely do it on the podcast. I only do it when I'm really just bored or ready to move on. But I don't usually do it. But this is just casual here, and not many people watch it, so I don't have to worry about it. But I have this thing where the aesthetics of vaping on stream just don't work well. Like when I was watching, I was going back and watching my stream. I'm like, you're a stock person, you're this financial knowledge, you're doing all this, and then you're blowing these big fat vape clouds. It just didn't work together for me aesthetically. And it's not me hiding anything, it just didn't work aesthetically. And then on top of that, like it's the same reason I don't do crypto casino stuff like that. It's like the brand, it just doesn't work with my brand. It's not that I don't brand myself to kids. I'm not trying to be advertiser friendly per se, but it just doesn't work with my brand. So, it's the same reason like I do shit on, I don't take a shower on stream, because that's something I do off stream. It is, well, and I'm going to have to now with the OnlyFans thing, but yeah, so that's how it works out. It just doesn't work for my brand. And you, if I'm correct, have a lot of experience in marketing, branding, and stuff like that.
I do, yeah.
So if you were brought me and my channel as a project, what's the first thing you would do?
Like in terms of an overhaul?
Whatever. You're obviously going to look at my audience. You're going to look at my numbers.
Like, what's your
you're
goal
going to be like, okay, he's doing something that works, so we don't have to change everything because obviously he's got the top show and everything like this. But you know what? I think we could improve this stream viewership-wise and brandability without taking away from it if we just maybe don't change the brand, but just tweak a couple things. What would you do with that since you're the expert?
You gotta collab more. You are like way too in your own little bubble, which is great because I love the community and I love having less people because it's like more people that I know and I'm like familiar with. But you gotta know, so many people have reached out to you, Stocky, like wanting a piece of this stream, and you've been like,
they only wanted me when I was big.
Jacob Blake still wants you.
Huh?
You could do it. You could do like a 1 year later portfolio review. We loved having him on.
No, I mean I'm not talking about that. I mean obviously I need to collab more. I'm talking about like. From a marketing, branding standpoint, right? You're saying that the number one is the networking?
Well, what's your goal here? You want more viewers, or you want more sponsorships, or what? Like, what do you?
Nothing. I mean, there's no real goal here. It's
you
just
have a goal. Like,
well, my goal is longevity, right? My goal is longevity, right? So obviously, we're gonna have high turnover with people because a lot of them come in and just gamble, right? So those people are gonna lose their money. They're gonna leave, right? Gamblers will always come back because that's just what they do, but there's going to be a high turnover, but there's a core audience who they trade, they invest, they may like it. They like learning stuff. They like the memes and stuff like that. Those are the ones that are going to be your longevity, right? But you'd never want to go too boring and you never want to go too wild, right? So I was thinking, and it seemed to work for the most part, structured worked well, right? Like I didn't have a structure. Now it's first hour and a half. It's just trading and then marbles. And then we go from there. Hearings, memes, news, whatever, right? Would you structure the show more than it already is? Do you think it's in a good structure? I'm not asking you to change. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just curious as somebody who is that in that space, you are giving me as a project and say, hey, It's like a house, right? Listen, here's a house. Okay, we want to flip it for more money. Here is $50,000 in budget. Do some renovations. And you can go in and do it, right? Obviously, it's in your brain. So do that with my show. What do you think would be an improvement for the overall show?
You're asking me for free advice on the spot?
Excuse me. You're asking me for free advice? Okay, excuse me. I'm sorry. You're right. I should be charging for this. Never mind, everybody. Thought we were on a podcast, two friends hanging out.
You're charging me for your advice.
I don't charge you. You pay for it out of your own fucking goodwill.
Yeah, but who does the money go to?
My daughter?
All of the Twitch sub money goes to your daughter.
Yours does.
Just mine specifically every month.
Okay, first of all, can you make your camera less blurry?
I'm trying, dude. Okay, there we go.
Jesus Christ. Time to apply another fucking layer. All right, so okay, cool. Thank you for the non-answer and wasting my time.
No.
No. I wasn't asking for like an in-depth analysis.
All,
I was thinking something funny like,
logo?
hey, Stocky, what I was thinking is one thing that you might want to think of is, and I noticed you did it, but you might want to do a little bit more is don't lean on the options so much because you know what you're doing, but a lot of these younger people don't, and they're blowing up their accounts and they're leaving and stuff like that. Maybe stick more to shares and maybe cut back on the mom jokes a little bit. I mean, you know what I mean? I needed this during GameStop and I had no one. You
did great.
No, I didn't. I didn't retain 90% drop.
Yeah, but that's not you. That's just people dropping out of the stock market. Did you know that like 99% of retail traders are like back to like where they started?
Oh yeah, every penny that was in during COVID is gone.
Yeah, it's just people who are like priced out of the market. That's not. So what you need to do if you really want longevity is to like expand your base, right? Like you don't want to just do stocks. You want to do like news, which is what you're doing with like Amber Heard trial and like all this other jazz. Like it shouldn't be so, because I think like
I actually want to move from trading to stock news and real news and updated and stock stuff. Like I feel like that's more fun for me than the actual trading portion. But I also know that that's not as exciting, and so I have to do both in a stream.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could probably cut back on the trading a little bit and be fine. Because, like, people watch CNBC. It's not like they watch CNBC because Jim Cramer is, like, actually trading live. He's just fucking entertaining, you know?
Yeah, but some people, I find, really like the excitement of seeing somebody, like, doing something. It's like train wreck,
like,
right?
Don't do 0% of that. But, like, if you're doing, like, 50% of that now, you could do, like, 45, like, 40, and, like, people probably wouldn't care.
Yeah, well, I've already cut back a lot. Like, I've cut out options for a lot, and we got 10 minutes till we get cut off again. I've cut off options a lot. I've done more shares, more stuff so that can longevity, and I don't have to be as in depth in it. But yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, just seeing if an expert.
What do you want to do though? Like, what is like the long-term goal for you, or you're just like figuring it out still?
You know what? What I'm doing is so new that it's very difficult to know where this is going to go because there's no one to look at and say this is what happened to them. Right? Like I'm the person, I hate to say the word trailblazer, but like I'm the person who everyone else is going to learn what not to do from, right? Because that's what it is, right? Like, so I bail. So like, I can't say, oh, well, this person, you know, like a gamer can go and say, oh, well, look, Dr. Disrespect did this or Lyric did this or, yeah, there's none of that. Like I'm the stock guy. How I got that name is still lucky, but I don't know. And this is just for me, I went from looking at this as a business entirely to let me just be me, do me, and see what happens. And if for some reason it stops working, then I'll change it. But until then, I don't want to change too much about what I do and how I am because it seems to work. Sure, I may not have 50,000 viewers, but I got 3,000 hardcores. You know what I mean? And they love me. And I don't have to pretend. You know what I mean? And that's what's great about it.
So you just said to me like in the beginning, you're like, I have my own show, so why don't you see it as like a talk show and like bring on more people in the finance industry and like, because like obviously there was a period of time where we brought on like the CEO
because I need a manager for that, and I need people to get with people and do
don't
all
you have
that.
An agency?
I'm not here to talk about that. So the thing is that like, you know, I like that, and that's why I'm trying to get with Twitch to be like, hey, let's do this once a week for 52 weeks. Like, I loved the interview series. It was fun. Not everybody likes it, and some people do, some people don't. You're not going to make everybody. But I do want to have – what I really want to do is have, like, structured days. You know what I mean? Like on this day, obviously we do our trading and if there's any news, whatever that. But on Mondays, we do, you know, I don't know, go over this. Wednesdays, we have a guest on. Thursday, we watch finance TikToks or something. Like, I'd love to do that, but it's so hard to do that because the market is so dynamic and the world is so dynamic that it's really hard to have that, you know?
Why don't you just do like a 1 hour segment of it though, like on the day instead of throughout the day? Like you can't watch 5 hours of TikToks. I mean,
no,
I can.
no, not at all. I wouldn't be able to. I'd kill my. I'd go crazy. I'd kill my plants
Computer. Yeah.
Screaming at them and overwatering them from the stress.
Can we talk about your desk area too?
What? Why? Okay, you know what, Muffin? We've got 5 minutes left. Okay, I'm gonna let you do an AMA with me because apparently you got a lot of fucking questions. I'm gonna rapid fire with you. Go ahead.
Viewer,
ask any questions you got. I'll give you an AMA for 3 minutes.
All right. What's the highlight of your career so far? Like, what was the best moment of streaming so far for you?
The day the GameStop AOC thing happened, not only was it crazy, but I made $15,000 that day. I told you I'm going to answer every question honestly. Go ahead.
What was the worst moment for you? What was the worst moment?
Worst moment for me had to be the day before I left to get our daughter was born. I had only averaged 1,100 viewers that day. That was the lowest viewership I had in a year, and I thought my career was over at that point.
What does your wife think about your streaming?
She thinks I work too much.
Okay. What does your dog think about your streaming?
He thinks I work too much.
How come you don't show Bayo anymore?
Because I have so much more stuff over here, he's scared.
Oh. Well, how come you don't, when we donate, we're supposed to be giving him treats.
I need to change that thing up.
Did you think your stream was going to take off the way it did?
In what way? Like, did I think I was going to have 70,000 views at one point?
Yeah, like when you started your streaming journey, okay, why did you start streaming in the first place?
I started streaming because I've told this story before, but I started streaming because I just was bored trading after work every morning, and I was looking online for places to hang out with people. I couldn't find any other than idiots or scammers or pump and dumpers or whatever, and I was like, well, fuck it. Maybe if I turn on my camera, other people will hang out. We could just bullshit, and it went from there.
Yeah, now we have scammers, pumper dumpers, and idiots on the same place.
Yeah, they stream on Sunday nights. Go ahead.
Not every Sunday.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you. Go ahead.
Okay. Who is your favorite Twitch streamer?
My favorite Twitch streamer? I don't really have favorite Twitch streamers, but I would say the one that if I do watch, I do like to turn on and watch would be, ooh, that's a tough one because I don't really watch Twitch streamers. You mean is it like their content or just the person?
Person.
Steven IRL. Guy's just a sweetheart.
Have you met him?
Attractive as all hell, too.
Have you met him in person?
Not yet, no. We were going to, but COVID happened.
Okay. Oh, I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to start some shit now.
No, just keep going. Rapid fire. You only got a couple more minutes.
Whose content don't you like?
Whose content don't I like?
Like you watch stream clips from them and you're like, oh, not this fucking person again.
Mom, you make me burn a bridge here.
That's why I didn't want to ask you.
Well, since we're being honest.
Bobby Berm.
It's not that I don't like their content. It's just not for me. And that is, man, it's tough because I don't follow people that I don't really watch. Hot tub streamers. It's not me. I just not into it. Like the idea of watching someone just sit there on their phone and write names and do stuff and then going in their chat and seeing men just say these fucking I'm embarrassed for the guys. You know what I mean? I imagine they're all like Indian guys in their fucking over there like, oh, hey, show Bob's in Beijing, you know? Like it's not a good environment. I don't have any problem with the ladies. It's just not my scene and I don't enjoy it.
Okay, but how do you feel about you becoming a hot tub streamer?
Muffin, for $50,000, you would do a hot tub stream.
50,000?
Oh, fuck out of here. Don't even try to lie. 50 grand to do a hot tub stream? Fuck out of here.
Is that taxable or no?
Well,
do you pay your taxes?
Remember, if somebody sends you money and it's not in return for any item or anything like that, you get up to $12,000 per year as a gift.
It's good to know.
I'm not saying that's what I do. I'm just saying. All right, you're almost out of time. You have any more questions?
Do you pay taxes?
I do pay taxes.
What's your most controversial take? I know you got a lot, but like right now, like
my most controversial take?
Yeah, like do you believe in gun control? Do you not believe in gun control?
I would say my most controversial take, not to me, but to just to talk about it, is on abortion.
Oh shit.
And I'm not for or against or anything like that. I just do think that there's a certain time frame where you're pregnant, you've known you had the baby, you're not in any danger, it's not anything like that, and you should not be allowed to abort the baby. Because I feel like there is a point where that is a human being, and at that point, like, or at least the father should have a say in it. Like, first trimester, let's be honest, it's just a ball of cells most part, and then it's just this little bitty thing. It doesn't have a body or soul or a brain, so that's not like me. I mean, there's women out there who literally have abortions riding a horse, and not abortions, but they have miscarriages riding a horse. They never knew they were pregnant. You know what I mean? It's true. What's so funny about that? It's true.
No,
it's true.
I'm nervous laughing.
But at the same point, like, I think that if you want, because I'm saying, a lot of women don't even know they're pregnant the first 2 months. You know what I mean? But 6 months in, you're pregnant. You've had a chance to decide. You've got all these other things going. If you're not at danger and that kid is not like deformed or anything like that, I have a problem with it being okay to kill that kid. So I'm not like one or the other, but I think just the fact that I even have that opinion as a white male, or as a male period, is controversial, because a lot of people do not like a man to have any say-so in another person's body.
That's fair. Do you think you're going to have a second kid?
Do I think it's going to happen?
Or do you want it to happen?
Oh, two different questions.
Do you want a second kid?
I'm not sure.
But you love your daughter so much.
That doesn't mean that I want another kid. I mean, I'm not saying I do or don't, because you're asking me. You obviously don't have a kid. I'm saying, hold on. You obviously don't have a kid because the fact that you're even like, why would that? The idea is that, yes, I love my daughter, but what if the next kid I have is an asshole? You know what I mean? Or what if the next kid I have is I just don't, it doesn't have the same connection. Not that I wouldn't love my kid, but I'm not trying, I don't want to foresee that, because here's the thing. It's the same way of going into the stock market, right? Everybody goes in thinking about how much money they're going to make and when they're going to get out when they're profitable. No one goes in with the idea of how much they could lose and how much they're willing to lose. Now, I'm not saying that I'm willing to lose on a kid or anything like that, but I always think, okay, best case scenario, worst case scenario. I'm older. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad I had kids when I was older, because I have more money, I have more time, I have more other stuff, but I don't have the energy or the sleep. When I was 22, 24, 27, I could get 3 hours sleep, 4 hours.
And that's the show.
All right, last one. We're already running over time.
You can edit out some of this stuff.
I'm not editing shit.
Oh my god.
Shut up, you're having fun.
I didn't think it'd get so fucking spicy.
That's why I love my podcast. I'm not on stream. I don't have to worry about live views. And I like when people ask questions, because people get to see the real me. All right, we'll go. Let's do this real quick. Alex is probably going to have Logan edit out all this shit because it's too controversial, but whatever.
It's so controversial.
All right, so where were we? About kids.
Oh, second kid, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but, when I was younger, if I would have had a kid when I was in my 20s, that kid be fucked up right now. And so I'm glad I didn't have a kid in my 20s. But at the same time, it's a lot more difficult to do it when you're in your 30s, especially when you've lived the kind of life I have. I've done a lot of crazy shit, and it caught up to me a little bit.
What's your biggest regret in life?
My biggest regret in life? It's funny how that changes. Before I was a streamer, my biggest regret in life was letting everybody in the military that I was with, all my friends, use my stuff and my computer, because I ended up getting in trouble. But because I didn't know about pirating stuff back then, and I didn't know people were doing it on my computer, and then next thing I know, the fucking FBI is after me and shit like that, and I lost out on one of my careers or whatever like that, which sucked. But
Oh, damn.
No, I didn't get in trouble for anything. It just happened because of the investigation. But hold on.
Oh, so you're getting DMCA striked?
That's a tough one. My biggest regret in life, most people would say not investing in Apple or Amazon or whatever like that, not buying Bitcoin at the bottom. I would say my biggest regret in life, for now, I'm almost done. You good? You're a drug addict.
Hi, Mrs. TSG.
Say hi.
Hi. Who's that?
Muffins, she's our guest today. Why are
He's
you
really
laughing at that? Holy shit. You literally just...
What was Sarah?
Sarah's not here. They're in Washington, D.C. All right, go. I'm almost done. She just laughed at you. That was fucked up.
Yeah, she knows you're desperate. She was laughing at both of us. You for
I know.
inviting me and me being on the show.
All right, so biggest regret in life. Obviously, everybody would say stuff along the lines of, like, I didn't invest at this at a certain time. I didn't do this. I would say it's tough looking back because everything is 20/20 hindsight, but biggest regret in life, man, that's a tough one. Waiting so long to give up the addictions I was dealing with, because not only did I hurt myself, but I hurt a lot of other people. And I don't regret going through that and doing that because it's not my fault. You know, it's a psychological, it's a mental thing, whatever. But I think that the fact that I waited so long to get better with some of the stuff I was dealing with and the amount of people I hurt, that is my biggest regret. Because, you know, but then again, everything that we do in our lives leads us to where the moment we're in right now. So what if that thing didn't happen to me and I had that job and career? What if I'm sitting at a desk somewhere? What if I got, you know, fixed up better and I was in a relationship with my ex at the time and now, you know, we're in a terrible marriage, or she cheated on me, or, you know, whatever. And I never met my wife and I never became a streamer, right? And I'm in a dead end job, or I'm homeless. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to go back and say, I regret this, and this, because maybe your life would be better. Maybe it would be a lot worse because of, you know, you learn from your mistakes or investments.
Short-term memory.
ADHD. All right, you better hurry up. You better get these questions out. Remember,
sorry.
everybody's relying on you.
No, all 100 people that watch this on YouTube.
We'll probably get 500 from this one.
I saw those stats. Okay, who?
That's because everybody listens on
Who's
Spotify,
your favorite
dummy.
community member? Who's your favorite
My
community
favorite
member?
community number is whoever's giving me the most money.
So it was Captain Mudkip for a lot. Do you remember El Pesto?
Of course I do.
Wonder what he's up to sometimes.
New York City. You should go find him. My favorite community member now has to be... That's tough because I love the women in our community because they're such degens and they're so good at being content and being cool with it and going and rolling with the punches. That's
Can
really
I just
fun.
say,
Yeah.
like, as a mod, I've never gotten a complaint from a woman about, like, not to say that women shouldn't complain, but, like, it's always the guys who are always like, this dude, like, tagged me in this meme that I find offensive, and, like, now I want him banned from the community. It's, like, never a woman that sends
Well,
me a
I mean,
DM.
the women that are active in our community are usually just as degenerate. And I've had a couple women reach out to me about certain things, but if we see something that is over the line, especially when it comes to attacking the women or making them feel uncomfortable, I will ban people right off the bat. And it's not about being a white knight. It's just about, if you let that fester, it will spread in a second. It's just like with anything else. If you allow racism, even just a little bit here and there, it just spreads. And then by the time you realize it's spread, all the good people have left, and that's all you're left with. And now you have no community at all because you have to kill that, right? So now you have to either kill off the last of your community or become a racist community or a sexist community. So jokes and having fun are like that. But if somebody DMs me privately or says anything like that, yeah, I don't allow that to happen. It's not about being a white knight. It's just, I think to myself, okay, there has to be a line. And everybody's like, well, how do you know where the line is? Well, usually a community will let you know if they're a good community.
What do you think about the statement that someone once said to me that our community has more drama than most of his weeb discords?
I think that's somebody who was just lashing out at being upset about something, because drama, I would say, I think our drama is very little, but I think it's very amplified, and the reason is because we're such a close community. When I say close community, I don't just mean like, oh, we did that. Like, we all follow the same news. We all trade the same markets. We all deal with the same bad market and good market and financial problems. We all have something in common, and we all laugh our pain away, or we meme our good days, and we do that. And I feel like we're so close that anytime there is drama, it just feels bigger, because, you know what I mean? Like, imagine if you and your group of friends had a fight every week, or you and your family had one every month, much less with your family, but it hits much closer to home.
I'm not close with my family, so I can't relate. I come from a household that we're very unemotional with each other.
Yeah, I'm learning to become emotional.
Well, good for you. That's really important. Yeah.
Because you're such a sarcastic little shit.
Every time I say something nice to him, he flips me off. I don't understand.
Because I know they don't know you. I know you. I know you so well. And the funny thing is, I know you better than you know yourself. And I know exactly when you're sarcastic.
I can't just be nice to you. What? Who hurt you?
The only time you're ever nice to me is when we're not on camera.
That's true. Because I'm a streamer too. I gotta turn it on. This is gonna be published somewhere.
Okay.
Should we unpack that, or?
We're not unpacking anything. Do you have any other questions for me? This is your chance. Anything you've been wanting to ask, anything you want to get out, anything you want to do, anything you want to shout out.
I actually do.
Go ahead.
Someone sent me something that we have to take a look at. I'm pasting in Discord. All right, can we talk about this comment that you made to a community member? Because I am a moderator of the STOCKY Discord.
All right, for those who are listening, I'll read it for you. Says, from the Stock Guy, y'all a bunch of whiny little hater bitches. If I was given the choice between rescuing you from a burning building or eating shit, I would ask what the person ate beforehand. I would rather be the middle piece of a human centipede. You sad, broke, unhappy little fucks don't deserve to even walk on the same ground as I do. Your life is so shit, even I wouldn't bang your mom. She looks like a cross between a disabled goat and a frog that got stuck in a bug zapper. I hope you get a Hot Wheel stuck up your ass sideways, requiring extensive surgery, and you don't have medical insurance. Can't wait to not donate to your GoFundMe. Go fuck yourselves.
And that's the show. Was that original content, or can we talk about what you're going through?
I'm a content creator. The reason that my content continues to have viewers and yours doesn't is because I know how to get people to engage. Okay, the fact that you all save this means that I did my job.
Who's your longest running subscriber?
Xander.
How long has he been subbed for?
36 months.
Mine's been subbed for 5 years.
Yeah,
Hi,
but
Stocky.
You have one.
No, there's more than one.
How many subs do you have?
Probably like 100.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, but I stream like once a month. I'm not doing
You're
this
a
for
chick.
the money. Wait, you're the one who called me. 3
Well,
out of
yellow
10.
fever ended 2 years ago, so I guess that kind of sucked.
Is that like monkeypox? Is there a vaccine for that, or
Nope.
Nope, incurable.
True.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, did you want me to ask you some questions?
Not really.
Okay, that's easy then. All right, well, we didn't get into any news stories. This podcast was a complete shit show, but at least it's something. And you know what? It went better than you thought it was gonna.
Better and what? It was more entertaining than
You
I
thought that this was just going to be a roast fest for an hour. But it was actually some good conversations and some fun times.
I have a stream idea for you, actually.
Oh, God.
Can we, I think you did this one time impromptu, but can we bring back the roast of Stocky or the roast of other community members for a healthy outlet of our depression.
Yeah, we'll do
and
another
rage.
next time that I either get Madrinas or another sponsor to do the activation. We'll do the roasts, okay?
All right. So, am I gonna be paid for this or? Okay. I tried.
Let me give you a
That
little
was a- that
advice.
was-
Let me give you a little advice because I know the economy is going to hit hard and you're actually going to need this advice. Always get the money up front.
And you never pay me for anything, so I've only lost money. So
Sounds like I'm doing it right.
all right. What are you gonna
All
have
right.
for dinner?
I don't know. All right, so we always end our stream with Stocky's random rant. I don't know if you've ever listened to my podcast, probably not. But at the end of the podcast, I go on a fucking blackout rant about something, right? Something that irks the shit out of me or something that bothers me or whatever like that. Whether it's, why the fuck does an Airbnb have single-ply toilet paper, or what the fuck is with school zones, or why the hell are you allowed to bring a fucking animal on it? And that's what I do. But you're my guest today, so I am going to let Muffins have Muffins random rant. You get to rant about whatever the fuck is pissing you off in life or in the world or today, and just go for it. Just get it out. Go.
I don't have anything prepared.
You don't have to be prepared.
You didn't tell me anything to prepare.
That's why it's better when the rant is natural.
Give me a topic. Give me some inspiration.
I don't know what bothers you.
Well, I don't have anything to complain about because I'm just a very happy person.
No, you're not.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe why do people always expect women on the internet to be so docile and happy and everyone has to put on an appearance? But as soon as I rant someone out or roast somebody, they're like, oh my god, Muffin's such a fucking bitch. Okay, how come that? What else am I gonna say? I feel like I have to put on a different personality than other people in the Discord. Rain can be a fucking weird ass communist, but I have to have all these takes that are not too controversial, or I can't be too out there or whatever it is. But everybody else in the Discord can be fucking weird and will leave and whatever it is and not get roasted for it. But as soon as I put my forehead out there on the internet, all of a sudden it's a ha 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 5 head, and oh my god, Muffin's head forehead so big, but she's such a smooth brain, all this shit. Okay, you know what? I'm a smart, intelligent woman. Okay, I'm putting on a front for y'all for your amusement, but that doesn't mean that. Okay, I'm done. That's the show. Bye.
So what it sounds like is that you're actually putting this label on yourself and no one else is.
I didn't know you invited Dr. K on this show.
No, but you just said that. You said, why is it that when he does it, it's
feel
okay, but when I do it...
have to tone
See,
down a little
I
bit.
feel like I.
You go to therapy, Stocky?
Every therapist I've had gave me my money back.
Are you serious? You got a refund?
The longest,
From a therapist?
the longest therapist I've ever had was 4 meetings.
That's not bad.
They just
Okay.
they're all like, I can't help you.
We'll have another podcast about this. Will you ever invite me back on again?
Absolutely not.
What if everybody is busy?
I'm
Mysteriously.
sure I could find some crackhead outside.
Who else? Wait, who else did you try and invite before you got
Nobody.
to me?
You're the only person.
Oh, because you knew I was free. Well, I was, so.
Well, no, because I knew that it would bring viewership from our community because everybody wants to see how bad we go at each other.
I didn't cover any. People gave me a lot of stuff to talk about, and I didn't cover any of it.
And you had your opportunity. But you know what? That's not what you wanted to talk about.
That isn't what I wanted to talk. We didn't talk about anything that we were supposed to talk about.
But that's what a podcast is. It's more fun when it's not structured.
How come you decided to do a podcast? You just need more content, or?
Well, I know that it was just fun, and at the same time, Alex and I are really compatible, and we're friends, and it's just fun to hang out. And so we just like to just talk about stuff, and we just throw it out there on the internet, and people get to see me talk about stuff that I don't talk about on stream.
You're not afraid of someone digging it up and canceling you 5 years from now?
You want to know why I'm never worried about being canceled?
Why?
Because I don't do anything that's cancelable. People say, oh, well, you said this, it's controversial. That's not cancelable. I can't be canceled unless I cancel myself. I've already explained this to people before, but I'm not a racist. So I'm never worried about slipping up and dropping a racist slang. I'm not a homophobic, so I'm not worried about actually saying anything hateful about gay people. I'm not a xenophobic, so I'm not actually worried about that. So that's not going to happen. So then what's going to happen? Dark jokes, edgy jokes? Okay. What are you going to do? Cancel me? I can't be canceled. Everybody, I do this live. So everybody who watches me already knows who I am. So who is going to cancel me? Who's going to stop watching me? Why? Some fucking article is going to write this streamer is anti-poor people because he talks about this, or he made a joke about, his wife, so he's anti-women. Who the fuck's going to stop watching me? Everybody who watches me live. So there's no hidden stuff that can get me canceled. All it could do is actually bring more viewers to me. So I can't be canceled. The only way I could be canceled is if it was something that was actually really bad that happened off stream that nobody knew about that was terrible. But because I be myself and don't put on a show or front, I don't have to worry about that. So there's nothing cancelable about me. You can't cancel me. The only way I can get canceled is if for some reason something happened and enough people picked it up and Twitch deplatformed me. But I don't have to worry about that. So I'm not cancelable.
Yeah, because you're moving to YouTube.
No. We'll see what happens, though. But I'm not worried about being canceled. And so, what's funny? And I was going to talk about this on stream today. And we've gone way over on this podcast. But what's really funny is that everybody nowadays who gets offended is getting offended for somebody else. Like, you ever notice that? Like everybody who has outrage and is offended is not the person that was the target, quote unquote, target of the joke. Right? Like if you make a gay joke or something like that, and nothing like really bad, but like, somewhat of a joke. Most people that are gay find it funny as shit, but all the people who are outraged are not gay. And it's like, why is everyone offended for someone else these days?
Have you ever seen one of those TikTok chains that's like someone says something controversial and then someone is like, oh, you can't say that because of XYZ, and then somebody else responds saying you can't infringe on their freedom of speech because of XYZ, and then somebody else says you can't cancel them because they also...
I don't watch TikTok. Thank you, though.
But that's basically what the
Sounds
internet
like fun.
is.
All right, well, listen, that's it. We are 30 minutes over time. Logan, I apologize. I don't know how we're going to do this. I doubt we're going to put this whole thing out there, but anything you want to edit out, please go for it. But thank you to Muffin for coming on the stream. For those of you who don't know, I probably should introduce this. She's actually a mod in my community. She's like the second longest lasting mod so far, who hasn't at least been unmodded or left and come back. So thank you for coming on and being my guest. This was absolutely not constructive in any way, but it was fun, and at least it's content getting out there. That's what they say. Get the content out there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being canceled after this comes out.
You actually have ability to get canceled, so you got to be careful. All right, do you have any final words?
Save me. Logan, God help me. That's
okay,
all.
That's it. All right. Well, once again, episode 29 of the Stock Guy and whoever show. Maybe next time we'll find somebody else on the streets
Wait, I actually do have one more thing to say. Can I go?
Go ahead, load it up, whatever it is.
Yup, cock.
And there it is. See you next week. Bye.